Well, hello and welcome back to another unboxing. This is going to be on the Revell's Colonial Viper, which is really nice. This is a bigger kit than the other two that I have. I think this is 1/35th scale, but it's really cool, so let's go take a look.
Well, here she is, the Revell's Battlestar Galactica's Colonial Viper. This is the older kit. It was selling for $12.75 at one point. I wish it was still selling for that. I think I got this for around $20, $30, somewhere in between. Really cool kit. Got this in the bigger scale. I'm not even sure if they have a small, like, scale of this one. Like I have the, oops, that's not usually there. I have the, multiples of the other Vipers. These are in the 1/72nd. I think this is 1/35. I like those other ones because it gives you 2 ships each. I have the Mark II, Mark VII, and the Cylon, newer Cylon Raider. But yeah, this is really cool. Really neat box art in the front. And on the side, you pretty much have a continuation of that box art. And then on this side, you have an actual picture of the kit, and it looks really cool. Looks really nice, nicely weathered and stuff. And then here's the other kits, the other 3 that they were selling at the same time, which I just did a unboxing of the Cylon Raider. And I do have the Pegasus, and I have everything in this older series. My Pegasus is the old monogram, and so is my Starbase. So that's kind of neat. Or Base Star, I'm sorry. But let's pop in here and take a look. This one is sealed, but that's not really telling us much because my Cylon Raider was sealed, and I found out that it was already being worked on. But judging by how brutal the cellophane was and everything on that kit, I'm assuming it was from back in the day. Maybe some reason it went back to the shop and they just returned it around, fixed whatever was wrong and returned it around, but didn't check that someone already glued 2 pieces on. And so hopefully we won't find that on this. It's also missing a rubber band for a little firing mechanism, but I don't even think I'm even going to do that because I don't want it to be toyish. Alright. Let's pop her open. It's always a weird treasure when you open these things, like I said with the Cylon Raider, to find that it was worked on. Those pieces are glued, and glued in the wrong spot. And the parts were in the bag too, that's the funny thing. Parts are in the bag. But she's a nice sized ship. Look at that. But let's start with the we got some decals here. Ooh, these are oldies. Wow. All the striping looks pretty good. What are those? 20 and 21, that's quite not the best looking detail work there. Let's pop open this instruction. See where those go. Alright, here's the decal part. It's a really nice instruction sheet. When was this kit released? The other 97, so this was definitely a repop. I don't know if, you know, they made one exactly in the 70s. I'm sure they did. But this is 97, so this might be a you know, retooling or reboxing. Who knows? But definitely redoing of the instructions and decals. But yeah, let's look at that. What's 20 and 21? They go on the sides there. I don't know if I'm going to put them on there. They're showing it way up here. They got that gray, but I don't like that. I don't like that there. Yeah, it doesn't even look good on their kit. It looks kind of toyish. I'll have to see. It's just that part there is very toyish, and I'd rather not have it on there at all. Might just cut the gray shade off and get rid of that. I don't know if it's easy for you to see, but you see it kind of there. And it's so like hand drawn, like a kid's book kind of hand drawn. You know? Yeah, we're going to cut that part off and just use the gray part. Other than that, they look good. But yeah, I'd rather not have that on there. I don't know. Like I said, I'll have to look at other references from the actual studio scale and see how it looks. If it looks toyish like that, then we'll go with it. But yeah, all this shit looks good, and then I look at that decal right there, and it just doesn't look right. And we might not even. And it's not even on the box art. The gray part is, but all that little whatever that is going on here, I'll let you see if I can get. Yeah, not really digging that part right there. And even on the camera, it's not doing much justice. Because the camera is not focused in on that, but yeah. I think we'll cut those off. I don't even like whatever that is. Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna lose much if we don't do that and just keep the gray stripe. I don't even remember that on here, and the box art in the front doesn't have it, but the actual model kit that they built there, it looks so good. And then you see that like piece on there, it almost looks like it was photoshopped on that, because it's not even weathered the same. But yeah, it looks really cheesy, especially on that. That model looks great, and then you see that. Like I said, it almost looks photoshopped on there because it looks like weathered smoke, but then those part of the decal's really clean. But anyway, let's walk through here. Fairly simple setup. I know there's third-party parts, like for these turbo thrustable nozzles. I think you can get new pieces that are accurate. These here are very straight grilled. There's a gentleman that makes a 3D print where they are more of a spirally fins, which I think is more accurate. That's always a choice, and I'll show you those in a minute. But yeah, it's fairly simple. We're still on only really 4 stages to build, and then 5 for the decal, so that's not bad at all. I don't know how much I'm going to light. There's the base. I mean, I could stick it up through, drill through there and get up into the ship. But we'll have to open her up. Put that there. I'd like to keep that on top of the decal so that these things don't puncture through. But let's get into this. Let's see what the... Other than that, that's pretty much the main things people have for it is replacing these and the intakes. Or are these the intakes or the outtakes? I'm not sure. I think these are the intakes and these are the out, Yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to be lighting this unless I can find replacements that give me open grills that I can have. I'll have to see. That might be something, because to make that look right by cutting it wouldn't do any justice to that. And there's some rose coat, I think. But yeah, she's a nice size kit. I mean, there's your front end on it, so that's great. And I think we're just going to leave this as a static kit. I mean, one thing I'm worried about is it's a solid canopy. Yeah, so we're not lighting this because there's nothing, you can't light the inside unless you can get I'll have to see, unless you can get new cockpit interior stuff. Yeah, that's a solid. Which still looks good, the way they have it. You do a flat black and paint those ridges, it actually doesn't look bad at all. But I think we'll have this as a static kit. It's too much to do to get it to light. You know, unless, like I said, unless someone has, you know, repop of, probably the best way they would be able to do this is do this whole thing, redo this whole piece. Not just nozzles that you have to cut out and put in. If someone can remake this whole piece with these open, then I could see doing it. But the cutting and all that, that just doesn't make sense. You can't do it well, just make the kit. But I know they do have 3D parts to make those more accurate because they're very straight and they should be that twisty kind of grill. But, and then unless someone has a new part for this and a new canopy, I mean, you could always cut all that out, but then you don't have a cockpit like area. It seems like you just once you get to a certain stage, you just snap that on. Yeah, it just goes right once the fuselage is put together. That's the next stage. You just stick the canopy on, and I think we'll just stick with that. We'll stick with doing it that way. We'll just make this a nice static model, nothing lit. It'll fit on the base really good. So, well, here you go. You got your wings. Are they in 2 halves? Yes, they are. Well detailed. Like I said, there's your canopy. These are the top parts. Yeah, and those wings do go up and down. That's right. If I remember on the toy. So, but I don't think they made these move. No. But there you got your fuselage. These are your 3 intakes for the engines. There's your bottom of your stand. It's pretty much the whole stand. Canopy. And there's your 2 parts of your wings. And then you got a duplicate of that. That would be for the other side. And that piece. And then you got your dorsal fins that up top. Or whatever you call that wing there. It's in 2 halves. And then these are your intake covers. So, yeah, that's cool. And then you got your side cannons that are right along the side. They look nice. So fairly low parts, simple kit, especially if we're not going to light it. Here's your nose cone. You kind of got a hole there. I wonder what that's for. If it's just straight up to make it look like something could fire out of there, or do they do like the Cylon Raider and something flies out of there? Well, I don't see any rubber bands, so. Forward atmospheric scoop. Dark ghost gray. That's where the toy used to shoot a red dart out of there. But yeah, it's a really nice kit. I suggest you get it, or a newer revised version of it. Like I said, there's third-party things out there. I don't know how much. I know a guy makes really nice intakes on them. And I think some other minor parts I think he did on it. I have to check. That might be something I'll check and see if it fits in the budget for this one. If I can get, like I said, if I can get a whole replacement for this. If it's going to be that I have to cut things out, I don't know. Like a photo etch. I don't know. I'll have to check with photo etches and 3D printing. It'd be nice if there was a full resin or 3D print. I prefer resin. 3D prints are still getting getting way better, but still have a lot of ridges that I don't want to deal with. I'd rather just keep with that. But nice kit. There's still plenty out there to find. They're getting kind of scarce, or at least for in a decent price range. I got this at a good price, so I'm not upset about it at all. I think it's cool. And even if it sits as a static model, it's still a cool kit. So, Just like the 1/72, they're so small, I'm not lighting them neither. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it. I don't know, I'll have to see on those too. I think everything's just too tiny. But until we start on the build series, I hope you come back and watch it. It should be a fun build. Till then, thanks for watching.